Hi, welcome to the Unscheduled podcast Halloween episode. I'm the special guest for this episode, Astrid, along with our usual host.
Yep. Hey guys, it's me, Javi, and we're back again. And I'm joined again by my co-host.
Hey guys, it's me, Zach. Wow, it's been a minute since we've done an episode.
A minute indeed. Yes, it has.
The hottest of minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
But hey guys, we're back with another episode. And we haven't lied to anyone. We said we'd be back. We just never said when.
Exactly.
But on today's episode, we have our very special friend Astrid, who just keeps coming back and people love so much. And,
So sweet.
it is your topic, the one you own, your essential brand.
Absolutely. Halloqueen, as a friend of ours said in our chat.
Yep, it's our Halloween episode, ladies and gentlemen. So, Javi and I know today's topic, but Astrid has no idea yet. That's how we're going in. We're going completely blind into this, or at least she is.
It seems like we're on like a Total Drama Island episode, and like you're like Chris and I'm Chef or something like that.
Man, may that show rest in peace.
Yeah.
I absolutely love. I don't remember the guy's name in the show was like Chris. What was his name?
I know exactly. It was like Chris Mix something.
I'm literally gonna look it up because it.
Okay,
I will not.
please
Chris
do. In this
McLean.
moment, please stand by as we look this up. We're already derailing our episode.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, that was our brief intermission to decide like what this man's name was.
Do. Okay, no, I'm gonna stop there before
now
we
I can
get.
rest easy.
I'm gonna stop there before we get like copyright struck or something.
I love how in the official Total Drama Island wiki, he's officially listed as a villain, which I guess isn't wrong. But
No,
like, it's still
by
pretty funny
no
to
means
give
is
him-
that wrong.
It's true, and you should say it.
I remember watching all the versions of the show, if I remember correctly.
Uh-huh.
And then like the very last season I think was kind of meh to me.
I watched only probably like the first two like renditions of that show, and then after that
Yeah.
it just like fell off for me.
Yeah. Did
They
you
have
find
one
it,
where
Astrid?
they were all kids.
Yep, there was that. That was the thing.
That's still going. That's still going on.
Oh man.
Also, I did find out his name. It's Chris McLean.
McLean. Okay. I knew it was Mick something.
Yeah.
All right, so enough total drama aside. That could be an episode for another day completely. So Javi and I were discussing this the other day, and we were like, let's go for something related to Halloween. We decided to dig into this for a little bit. And today's we're talking about the darkest, the most repressed. We're going with fears today.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We're just putting it all out there on the table.
That's
We're
a lot
going
to
with
unpack.
rational, irrational. Somehow this became a fear. I don't know when this became a fear, but therapist, please help me. And whatever else we can think of.
Oh my god. This is gonna be interesting, to say the very least.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
like this is gonna be like a decompressing roundtable, basically. Like.
Oh yeah.
we're-
This is essentially
Yeah.
gonna be therapy for one of us, at least one of us.
Yeah. I think all of us, to be honest.
So,
Oh my god.
Astrid, since you are a guest, and ladies first, would you like to go ahead and list it can be whatever kind of fear you want to go with.
So I think one of my biggest fears is I hate airplanes. I fear airplanes
Really?
so much. I think that people who get into airplanes, like I've been on an airplane a total of more than that. Like 6 times in my life, right?
Mhm.
And every single time I get
Yeah.
on a plane, it's like worse than the last. And I think it has a
Oh,
lot
wow.
to do with the fact that the first time I got on a plane, I wasn't even with my parents. Like it was just me and my
Wow.
cousin and like a chaperone.
Wow.
And
Okay, yeah, that would make sense then. Why that adds that's a whole nother level of fear because it's you a couple hundred miles, maybe 1,000 miles, no, a couple thousand miles in the air, and you're not even surrounded by anyone you really know.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was crazy. Like I was only 8 at the time, so it was me and my cousin who's like younger, and it was genuinely terrifying. Especially the ambiance. There's always that joke that there's a baby crying on the plane,
Yeah.
but it between that and between so the person who was sitting behind me when I was going out of the country was sick. Like he was violently sick, so that also
Ooh.
contributed to it.
Ooh.
So now it's just kind of like whenever I get into a plane, it really like freaks me out because it just like I'm so high up in the air, like
Yeah.
what if
Yeah.
something were to happen? Like of course statistically like it might be a little low, but that doesn't stop my brain from being like, "Oh my God, this plane's going to crash,"
No, no, no.
No,
That
yeah, I
makes
mean,
sense. Like
yeah.
that makes a lot of legitimate sense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. For me, it's not being up in the air. Like, I'm not really that scared of planes. I am scared of the descent though, and like actually landing on the tarmac, and like you feel
Really?
like the full like weight of the plane, like you're like throttling towards like every time like we land safely, I'm just like, how did we not like end up in like the city or something like that? Like, how are we like not crashed? Because like it literally feels
How
like you're
have we
going
not
like
crashed?
yeah, like it literally like when you touch down, it literally feels like you're going like 1,000 miles an hour. So I'm just
I
like,
agree.
how did we not like land like how is this not like a catastrophic event every time?
I think about that all the time. Like when like we land, I'm like, oh my God, what is stopping this airplane from literally just like nose diving into the
Exactly. Yeah.
like it's that's the irrational part of it, like that
Mm-hmm.
something will literally like explode and then like the wheels will fall off, but that is definitely something I also think about because like the jerking motion of landing is also like
Mm-hmm.
terrifying.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
think
the
you
only
guys
thing
could
I'd say I'm scared
ever.
of.
I don't think either of you could ever ride in a plane with me then because I love that is my favorite part. Touchdown, liftoff, and touchdown are my favorite parts of a plane ride. And
Liftoff gives me Red Bull vibes. Like I'm not gonna lie, like liftoff like just makes me feel like I'm the shit. Like I just love the feeling of like getting
yeah,
off of the ground. Like that's awesome. Like I hate. Okay, I'll save this for like later in the episodes, but I hate just like generally like high spaces and stuff like that.
yeah,
But the
yeah.
feeling of being in an airplane, lifting off, and then like just like laying back with your like 3 micro inches of like leg space, it's incredible. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me though, it's just the matter of like I don't know, like coming with the plane and just landing has no problem for me. Like I look forward to it because I love the bounce feeling, as well as just the moment that second you're touching ground, but the plane is still somewhat in the air. That is my favorite
Yeah.
part. But
Yeah,
I
so
mean, I get the fear though. I get the fear of why people hate flying in planes. The ironic part that I've learned recently is that travel by airplane is still the safest method in the world.
yeah, that's crazy to me. It's
You
actually
know,
kind of insane.
I think, like a side note to that. You guys
Yeah.
know about those like double floor planes?
I haven't
Yes.
heard
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. I've seen
So
them.
so
Yeah.
it's like a lot of them like sometimes it's like a direct flight from here to like Africa or here to Japan or here to Russia. Like they have like double like like a double decker bus, but instead it's a plane.
Yeah.
So
Whoa.
I would love to travel, like I would love to go to, Japan. I would love to go see Europe and everything. But the thought of maybe being on one of those planes freaks me out even more because, and I don't know, like this is definitely some therapy material here because there's no reason for my brain to automatically think, what if the weight of the people sitting on top, along with all the luggage, crushes the people on the bottom,
Oh,
Like,
okay. Yeah.
there's no
That's
rational
you know what
thought for that.
I can see I can see the worry behind that.
Okay. So it's funny you mentioned that because that actually ties into one of my rational fears.
Okay, please go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Okay,
off.
so I actually wrote this down. So one of my
Okay.
irrational fears is like being in the shower and then just the floor beneath it just like giving out, and then like landing on the
Really?
first floor and just like cracking like with my legs or some shit like that. Like that, like think about that so much. Like not so much, not, at least not recently, but when I was younger, especially, I just thought to myself like, what if the floor beneath me just like gives out and like I just land on like the first floor in the kitchen or some shit like that?
That
Like,
definitely
what am I
sounds
gonna
like
do?
that definitely sounds like a
That's
scene from Final Destination.
literally
Oh
like
my.
that literally goes hand in hand with like when you're in the shower and you're washing your hair and you can't like keep your eyes open obviously because shampoo is gonna
Yes.
get in there,
Oh my
and then you
God.
feel like somebody's like on the other side, like I know I locked the bathroom door, like I know there's nobody
Yeah.
in here with me, but I'm just like that scene from I don't know what movie it was, but the woman's in the shower and then a killer comes out with a knife and she starts screaming like
Oh,
that
I
is
think that's
how
the
I
original
fear.
Bates Motel.
Literally, that's
Yeah.
exactly. And then combine that with, falling through the floor, like me with my busted legs on the floor, and then the paramedics have to see my naked body.
Oh my
That
God. Yeah.
I think like my favorite part about that is just like the thought of just I don't know why, but suddenly the life alert commercials are going through my head right
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
of like help I've fallen and I can't get up. And I know that's no joke, but that's just like every time I think of that fear, that's what I immediately default to, like to those commercials.
Oh, I completely get that.
I
I
will
think-
ask this. Did you ever have either of your parents be like stop moving around in the shower or stop like or like just sit still in the shower because if not the floor or the bathtub is going to break?
No, I've never heard of that.
Did your parents say that to you?
They did actually, yeah. So I was like, maybe that's where, because I was like, is that just? I don't know if that's a my parent thing. I have heard one or two other people have that experience, but I was like, huh. I wonder if that's where that fear would come from.
Oh my God! If my mom had ever said that to me, I canceled.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like absolutely not.
Yeah. When people just give you like statistics to like back up your rational fear, it's like, thanks, man. I'm not gonna sleep tonight. That's great.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
No, yeah, okay, that
all
that
right.
is worse. I don't know. Does that make you an asshole or a good person if you like a person tells you a fear and then you send a statistic to be like, oh, this is the unlikeliness of this happening?
I don't know. What do you
I
think,
think-
Astrid?
I think it makes you an asshole. You want to know why? Because one time, and I have like a story to back it up.
Okay,
I-
please do, please
Also,
do.
I don't like boats. I don't like boats at all.
Ooh,
I
okay.
think being on a boat is the worst. Not because I'm scared of it, but because I get really seasick.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
So I remember I was on a ferry once with my family, and I was not having a good time. Like I was literally, like in cartoons how they have people hanging off the side of the boats because they need to throw up. That was literally me.
Oh my
Ooh.
God.
So I remember this lady was talking to my mom, and my mom was just kind of like, oh yeah, no, I guess she gets a little scared on boats. And then she started telling my mom within earshot of me that like, oh, it's more likely for people to die on boats because the boat sank than, dying on a plane. And she
Why
said
would-
that, and my whole body like curled up. I was like, Mom, can I please go back to
Yo.
the car? Like,
Why?
Yo.
What the hell?
And she started-
Why?
literally, she started talking about like all the different ways you could die in a boat, and I was just like, I need to get out of here.
There's no
like, my
reason
dad was
for
just
that,
like, okay, we
though.
need to go.
Oh
But
my
there's no
God.
reason at all for that.
Bro.
So I definitely think it makes you an asshole. Like some people find it comforting, but I certainly do not.
Jesus Christ.
I think what's even worse is that like if I tell someone a fear and then they suddenly have a story of that fear.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So here's one of my fears, and this is kind of doubling back a little bit to the airplane. So I have no problems riding in an airplane 9 out of 10 times. I like one of the few times I've ridden in an airplane, there was like mad turbulence, and that's where you start thinking, oh my God, am I gonna die? And,
Yeah.
that becomes a lot more. It becomes seriously rational in that moment. Not gonna knock that or anything.
Yeah.
For me, however, one of my biggest fears is just heights.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I can't tell you the limit because I can go up like 10 feet and have no problem. I could maybe do 20. But I really don't know anything beyond that of like where my limit of comfort is because so I've been to the top of a couple skyscrapers, and so you know how they have like those viewing areas and stuff, and they're like, oh, you can go to the top of this building and go and look outside and stuff like that. So I cannot do open heights. If there is like no barrier, no glass, nothing to just me, and I'm just out there on a height, my mind just goes complete worst case scenario in like 2 seconds.
A question to that though. Have you seen those videos where people get on like bridges that are like glass and they'd say like, oh, that plexiglass,
yes,
like the
and
strongest
that scares me beyond reason.
Literally, I look at those videos and I'm like, how? I know that I hate heights. Like I also that's also we're gonna learn in this episode that I'm scared of literally everything, but I love Halloween and scary movies. But you know, it's whatever. But like my
that's
biggest
why we had you
fear,
on.
literally my biggest fear for something like that is that I'd be acting a fool, like I trip and then the whole bridge just collapses.
Oh my god.
Like that's something that I think about when I see those videos. But then I'm like, first of all, I would never put myself in that situation. Like I would never go to do something like that.
Right, right.
So there's no need to be scared.
Yeah, speaking of those videos, have you guys seen those videos of like parkourers like standing on like rooftops and then like standing on the edge like dangling on like their toes or some shit, or like they're like leaning off the edge but they like pull themselves back? I
can't do that. No, I'm
oh
out.
my
I'm
god.
out.
And sometimes they'll do it with like no security, like no hook or anything.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm like, why? They have like a blanket on the other side. I'm like, why? Who just looked at that and said, "Oh, I can hang off that"?
Like Astrid was talking about like how like her body physically curls up from that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff that like makes me like want to like curl up into a ball and like just like it's just the worst thing possible, I think. Just looking at that.
I'm out. I can't do it. Nope.
Goodness gracious.
I'm out.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, just thinking about that just made me like.
No. That'll definitely make my skin crawl. What I was gonna say though is like I hate it when they're doing like the building to building jumps.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, I don't even care that it's already bad enough if it's like a building that's shorter or like even to the other building, but it gets so much worse when they're jumping from a shorter building to a taller building.
Oh my god.
Like, where are you getting that height, boy? Where's it coming from?
Yo.
I'm just like, who looked at this and said it was a good idea?
But you want to know what the scariest thing is of all?
Okay, sure.
Not appreciating the people who listen to this podcast. But
oh man.
Thank you, and you guys can find it on YouTube.
I had to put in like one bad joke, like just one.
Oh yeah, just that shameless self promo right there, just right there.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Astrid.
Of course.
Oh my gosh, but I'm just thinking about all those height things, and I'm just like, oh no, I can't do them. Especially going back to those like glass bridges. There was one video where they like were christening it, and they were just like 10 people who were on it with a sledgehammer, and they were saying, "Oh, because it's so strong, it won't break the glass." And I'm like, "Why are you doing this though? I trust you. Don't try this."
Why would you tempt fate like that?
Literally, at that point, you're just asking for something.
Yeah, like what the?
No, but there's also other like bridges though that it's a panel, like it's an electronic panel.
Yeah.
And it cracks when you step on it, so it's like touch activated.
I would hate that. No.
I remember seeing a video like that, and this woman was, standing on the other side, and her husband was with her son, and they're on the other side, and she's like, "Come here, like I did it, it was fine." And then like she obviously knew what was happening, and then as soon as the father stepped on it, like it started to crack, and he grabs his son and throws it at his wife. Like she like literally
that's a good dad
and throws him like across the panel, and he like falls, and he's like scrambling and crawling all over the floor like Velma looking for her glasses. And I remember looking at that, and I had to close my phone. I was like, that's enough of Instagram for today.
Okay, props though. God. Props. That is a good dad who's like his immediate thought is just get son to safety.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Like, I'm gonna give him props there, but damn, that could have gone so much worse though, because he's on a bridge. Had that shot like hooked to the left, gone.
It was just, it's terrifying. Like, there's a lot of things, and people do such scary things for views as well. Like,
Oh yeah.
I think that it like, for me, I thought like a really scary like social media challenge was when people were eating cinnamon. Or what
oh,
was
I
it?
remember that.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was cinnamon. Yeah.
Yeah, the
And
cinnamon
I was
challenge.
just like,
God, that was
oh
stupid.
my God, I was like, that's terrifying. Like, why are you doing this? And like, kids were doing it, and people were being hospitalized. Like,
Yeah,
there's
'cause
definitely
that's
like
actually
not
really
a lot
bad.
of things
Don't
that
snort
people are
cinnamon,
scared of in this
kids.
world.
Don't snort cinnamon or just eat it straight up as a tablespoon. Don't do that.
It's funny that you guys mentioned that because I remember our sophomore year. I think Astrid, you were actually there. I think someone actually dared me to fucking eat like a tablespoon of Old Bay, and like I actually did. And that shit was like the worst thing I ever experienced. Like that
You could
year.
never have. I don't
Now
know if
that
I would
you-
be able to enjoy Old Bay after that.
I think now that you mention it, that really unlocked a core memory. Like, I was like, wait, I really was there.
God.
Like, I remember. No, yeah, we were playing Truth or Dare, and like someone asked me like something about like something, and then the dare was like Old Bay. I was like, okay, fuck it, I guess I'll go Old Bay. And then for the next like 5 minutes, I was just sitting there, motionless, not really being able to do
God.
anything.
I don't know why.
That song plays in the background. Where did I go wrong?
Yeah.
It's that record scratch moment in movies where it's like, so you may be wondering how I got here.
Oh my God. Like that's what my parents were paying tuition for, was for me to like eat like Old Bay.
Obviously, you know, we go through self-discovery in college, and you found yourself in a spoonful of Old Bay. So
Exactly.
For
their
some
money
reason.
was not wasted.
Exactly.
God, that's just, I don't know. Like, to me, heights can go so wrong so quickly.
Absolutely.
And I don't
Yeah.
know, like, people are just like, oh, you should go skydiving or bungee jumping to
Fuck
conquer your fear. And I'm like,
no.
hell no.
Absolutely
Okay.
not.
Fuck no.
Absolutely not. There's so many things that could go wrong with bungee jumping. Like the cord could snap, or like the technician is flirting with the girl who's coming after me and forgets
Oh
to
my
hook me
God.
on, and I just throw myself off. You
Oh
know,
my
like
God.
Oh, yeah.
which,
No, that
which
video,
is an
okay.
unrealistic scenario, but
Okay, going through old news stories real quick, you remember that bungee jumping video of the girl who just pushed her friend off?
yes,
That validated
got,
all my fears of bungee jumping right there.
Didn't she? The girl break her neck?
She broke her
Like, I think
face
that's
and
what
neck,
happened.
I believe. Yeah.
What the fuck?
And I was just like, I remember the whole, like, that was a story for months afterwards, because it became like this whole legal battle, controversial thing of like who was right, who was wrong, but that's not what we're here to discuss. But that validated every single fear I had of bungee jumping right there.
Oh my goodness.
Nope.
That's when I
Or, like,
realized I was like,
okay.
nope,
Okay.
nope, nope.
Okay, it's funny you mentioned that. You remember? Okay, so you mentioned bungee jumping. So have you both
Yeah.
seen Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Yes.
With Andrew Garfield. Okay.
Yes, but I fell
Do you
asleep.
remember?
through
Okay,
it.
so this is going into spoiler territory. I think you guys kind of know where I'm getting at. Do you guys remember that scene in like the old factory like warehouse where like Peter has to like fight off fucking what is it
Electro, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Electro. And then he also has to like save Gwen from falling.
Yes.
And then he just barely fucking misses Gwen and she just falls to like her death. Or no, like he grabs her too late and he can't like stop the impact or something like that. That's what bungee
Yeah,
jumping looked
yeah.
like to me.
Yeah.
Like
No.
that's literally
Yeah.
what it is.
I could
When
go into
you
the
put it
college.
that
I
way,
could, not
I'm
college.
like,
I could
oh
go into
man,
the
bungee
comic
jumping.
knowledge on. Like, no, it's just still all of that. I'm just like, no. Who just enjoys this? Like, I'd maybe be convinced one day to do skydiving, maybe, but never bungee jumping. Bungee
Fuck.
jumping to
At
me
this
could go
point-
way worse than skydiving.
At this point, my fear is to go bungee jumping, and Andrew Garfield won't be there to save me.
Oh my
So
God.
this is
No.
This
The
is
worst
my
fear is that he'll
official-
be there.
literally, this is my official, like, I guess, request. So if I
Yeah.
ever go bungee jumping, Andrew Garfield needs to be there.
Oh my God.
No. He
That's
either
the
needs
only
to be
way I'm
there
gonna
or
do
he
it.
needs to be. He either needs to be there or he needs to be as far away as possible because you know he's not saving you then.
Actually, you know what? Facts. Andrew
I was actually
Garfield,
about to say
if I ever go bungee jumping, you need to be at least 100 miles away. At the very minimum.
At the bare minimum. I don't know, like just that was just one of my I guess it is slightly rational, but it's also an irrational fear at the same time.
Honestly,
Yeah.
you know what show sparked a lot of like irrational fears in me? That show, I think it was like a 100 or 1,000 ways to die.
1,000 ways to die.
Yeah, 1,000 ways.
Like-
God, no,
Mhm.
I don't want to go through. That show was just rough.
Honestly, it got me thinking like, oh my god, maybe one day I'll put on my shoe and there's a scorpion in there, you know? Like
Yes,
it's just
oh
the
my
little
God.
things like or I'm sitting on a bus and then like a bulldozer comes over and runs the bus over. Like I think it's shows like that really like gets me thinking like, man, like that could have been me. And then it's something like I don't live in Arizona. Like where would I find a scorpion, you know? Like but here
Yeah.
I am, you know, on the East Coast checking my shoes for scorpions like it's nobody's business.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would be worse then from that show? The
worst
actual
thing, I
like
think-
graphic scene, because you know they pulled no punches on like those graphic scenes. The actual graphic scene, or the explanation of how that person died, like why and how.
I think
Oh, go ahead.
I think maybe for me it's the explanation, because like a lot of the times when you
Really?
watch like the first segment, you kind of just like see what's happening and you don't understand what's really happening, you know, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
like a lot of time
Really?
it's just like showing
Wow.
them die and you don't really understand why. Like they might just like one of them, I remember like the dude was just walking, they dropped dead, and then like they talk about like, oh, 6 months ago someone like put like some weird shit in his coffee and that's like how he died. And I'm like, okay, like
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have known that.
yeah.
I don't know. I think for me, it depends. I think it will depend a little bit more then on like how they die. But you know, they were some of those deaths were like very well played out. Like they went full blown on the makeup and everything.
Yeah, no, I will say that. Yeah, the production was really good. Like they did a pretty good job of like showing people die. Like if that makes.
Oh, hey,
sense.
this
Like,
person got ripped in
Yeah.
half. Yeah, we'll show you all the details of what that
Oh my
looks like.
god.
I don't know if you guys remember it, but there was an episode and this guy had died because of a butt plug. Like a butt plug in
No,
quotation
I actually
marks, you know?
didn't. Okay, I did not see all the
Whoa.
episodes. I just saw
Yeah,
whatever
me
I
neither.
could find.
But the way he died was literally awful. Like hold up, I'm gonna look it up to get all the details
Okay.
because I
Okay.
know that I know most of it.
Okay.
But okay,
Just
so
okay.
Mhm.
Okay, I just wanted to give like my prediction, if that's okay.
Okay. Okay,
Absolutely,
go
go
for it. Please,
ahead.
please predict how this guy died. I'm very curious.
Okay, so you said a butt plug, right?
absolutely. In quotation
Is that
marks.
the-
A butt plug in quotation
okay.
marks.
Okay, he sat down way too quickly and it like shot up his spine or some shit like that. Like that's what I'm guessing.
Oh my
is,
god!
Like what happened.
Oh my
A
god!
good guess.
If that's not it, that's now a new fear. Just there. That's
Oh,
just a
God.
fear right there for anyone.
Zach, do you have any guesses?
I'm gonna say his butt suction was too strong and he like sucked it all the way up his asshole.
Oh, Jesus.
Oof. Okay, so nice. But anyways, so
Oh
it was
my
an
God.
ex-con who died this way, but
Okay,
he
ex-con, okay.
was in prison for a long time and he got out. So
Okay.
he wanted to celebrate. He got drunk. He was driving an SUV, and then he hired a sex worker.
Okay.
So he gets pulled over by a policeman, and he has like a can of pepper spray. I don't know what the transition between like him having the pepper spray and the cop was like ridiculous in the show. But then
Okay.
he shoves this can of pepper spray into his butt because
Oh
like
my God.
it's one of the things you can't get caught with when you're on parole, you know.
Right.
And you know he was drunk, so he like gets out of the car and the police is like doing his inspection and he gives an attitude to the police officer and the police officer pushes him up against the car, right? Which activated the can. So it burst
no.
inside of his rectum, yeah, and it killed him. Like that's how
Oh
he
my
died.
god.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I think that's the only one that I remember graphically because I was like, that is an insane way to die.
I remember 2 from that show, but again, that could be an episode in itself.
So, but God, that's horrible. Oh no. You know what? I feel like if you binged that show, like all the episodes, you would be unable to live your life after that.
No, actually though. Yes.
There was also an episode. I lied. There's also an episode about this woman, and she actually was doing things to herself with a carrot, so to speak.
Oh my
And
God.
apparently, she was really going to town, and she accidentally ruptured a vein in like the area, I guess, and it actually caused an air bubble to go through her body, and by the time it reached her heart, it made her heart like explode. So definitely what we should learn here is
Wow.
don't put things that don't belong in your body into your body.
Wow.
That
You know
is
what?
okay. First, I want to say like that's the best advertisement for like a heavily conservative like abstinence campaign.
Yes,
to,
yes,
like-
it is.
That's like the
Like, oh my
leading. That's
God.
like the leading campaign ad for anti-masturbation.
Yeah.
Screw Kellogg's cereal, like this is what will get
Exactly.
the kids to stop being nasty,
Exactly.
Okay, that reminds me though of another show, real quick, and Astrid knows where I'm going with this one.
Oh my.
Of just trash TV of sex sent me to the ER. That's what that would. It sounds like that's the more extreme of an episode of that.
Bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please do yourself a favor. Go to TLC and watch Sex Sent Me to the ER. It is the things people do and have there is just wild.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I've seen so many episodes of that, and every time I like bust my own kidney open because like it's just so funny.
Oh yeah. Okay, but we're here to talk fears. So, does anyone have another one that they want to talk
bro.
about?
You already know, man. All right.
Okay.
I gotta go with the classic.
Okay.
Running upstairs without the lights on and then being scared by like someone grabbing my leg or some shit like that. Like...
Okay. Yes. Okay. I understand that 100%.
Yeah. That's,
To avoid
that's one of
that,
mine.
I would walk up the stairs backwards. Like if I was by myself watching TV late at night, I would
Yeah.
keep all the lights on, but I would walk up the stairs backwards because I'm like, nothing's gonna grab me if I'm looking right at it,
Yeah. No, I get that. But like, I remember, like if I go to my basement right now and it's dark down there, and I'm leaving, like let's say I'm leaving the basement because I just went to grab something, and I'm turning off all the lights and going upstairs. I make sure to A, leave that last light on, and B, if I don't have that light on, I just book it upstairs. Like I don't care if I trip. I am running up those stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. Wow, we are all living the same life because like I also think about that a lot. Like even if I know the layout of my house, I'm like every light needs to be on just so I can make it to my
No,
room
I
safely.
get that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yes, thank you. My mom
Like the-
for some okay, small mini
Uh-huh.
rant. Like my mom insists that we don't need to have all the lights on, but mom, you are simply built different. Like I need the lights on like every night, please.
Your mom walks into a room in the dark and all the demons are like, bro, we can't touch her.
Yeah, no, they
She built
they are
different.
scared of her.
She's just like, I have God on my side. I don't have to worry about anything.
Exactly.
Like there, it's just for me. I'm just like, no, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. No, and it's just it messes with me too much. Like I don't know. It's just I know it's an irrational fear, but it's still your mind makes it seem like such a possibility.
Yeah, no, like even if I know like no one else is in the home, like I guess it depends. Like for me, I think it's a little bit worse if I'm home alone, because like if I hear anything that's like out of the normal, I'm just assuming, okay, I'm gonna die today, huh? Like
Oh yeah. No, I
Like-
get that.
Or like I know for me a big one when I was a kid was if I was in bed I had like all my limbs had to be underneath a blanket because demons could not grab my feet if it was in a
Yes,
blanket. You know, like
Yes,
Okay.
I remember that. I remember that. Like you as a kid rationalize that. It's like, okay, I'm just under my blankets. No one can come touch me now. Now that I'm under my blankets, even though it's like a 2-inch piece of cloth between you and whatever would
Exactly.
hurt you.
literally, like whatever wants to grab me is probably gonna be like, cute blanket. Here you go.
Burrito.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, dude, at that point they're like, man, I can't believe they wrapped them up in a tortilla. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No kidding. Like, just no kidding. That to me is just wild that it's like that. And I remember just like as a kid, you feel so secure. You feel like nothing can hurt you. And then you just have that. And it's like, God, I feel like, and I don't know. Maybe as a kid, fears were much bigger, but still, there are still so many.
you want to know one thing that I thought about a lot as a kid, like that scared me to the point of no end. I was really scared of like, so you know how like some people in their living room they have like doors, like the doors that you can go out to your deck or whatever. I was really afraid that if I didn't have the curtains closed at night, because you know I was a kid who didn't sleep a lot. Like
Yeah.
I've always had like sleeping issues, but I was afraid that if I left those open, that like people and demons could look into the house and they'd watch me watch Nick at night, you know, like
Oh my
Yikes.
god.
Whoa.
they would be watching me watching like Adult Swim, you know, like that was something I
Yeah.
was terrified of, and I don't really know why.
Oh
It's
my
not
God.
like I had ever seen anything out there. I was just like, bad things are happening out there.
Oh my god. Yeah. I actually relate to that. There was definitely a time in my life where like I had to have the blinds closed. Like no matter what.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever had that fear, but then again, I've also had another fear instilled in me, and that's just my mom being like, "Close the damn blinds before I kill you myself." And I'm like, "Damn."
Oh my god.
The fear was your mother, not the outside world, bro.
Exactly. It's more of a case of I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me.
Oh god.
Do you guys remember, like, it wasn't a fear, but I was always paranoid about it. When I was in elementary school, I remember the whole big thing, like, step on a crack, break your mother's back. So I was always hyper aware of when I was walking outside. Because I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
I can't do that to my mama. Like, that's my mom. And I remember one time I stepped on a crack when I was in recess. And I think I was in 3rd grade when it happened. And I was freaking out all day about it. Because my mom would work at the school. But, like, that week she was working at a high school. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, like my mom's definitely in the hospital. Like I'm gonna come
my
home and
God.
nobody's gonna be there to open the door. And I remember running home after I got like off the bus, and I was like crying. And I walk inside and I see my mom just having a coffee, talking on the phone, and I'm like,
Oh my god.
you okay? Like you're back? Is it fine? And my mom was like, what are you on? Like ¿qué te has metido en la cabeza? She was like, bro, are
Okay.
you good?
Oh my god.
Okay, so it's funny you mentioned that. So like, so when I was a kid, I didn't have a phone, obviously, because like that's just normal. That was normal back then. Like being in elementary school, you didn't have have a phone. So like, I was one of those kids who I was a writer. Like writer
Yeah,
after school
yeah.
writer. So I don't know why, like every time I went outside to be picked up and like my parents weren't there, like 5 minutes I was after school, I just started crying. Like like I just thought to myself, like, what happened to them? Like, why aren't they here?
We're really getting to the core of who is Javi here.
Like I would go outside, I didn't see my parents, and I was like, oh man, they died. Like I'm alone now.
Orphan.
Like I'm an orphan. Like literally, I thought to myself, like, well, how am I gonna live my life as an orphan now? Because like
Oh my
my parents aren't here to
gosh.
pick me up 10 minutes after school ended, and then like the teachers had to like calm me down, like, no, your parents are gonna be here, or you can, it's like you can go inside and do like what is it again? Bar tea. What was that? Bar tea, right? I think it was bar tea.
I guess I don't know. I never went to anything like that. So
Yeah, there was bar tea. I think it was for like kids whose like parents had to like come later or something like that. But yeah. And then but like I don't know why, like every time my parents weren't there, like immediately after I got to school, I was just like paranoid that they were just like not gonna pick me up.
That's crisis mode right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing kids like that definitely after school who were just like they were just like, because some of the buses would come really late, and after like half an hour, where they were just a complete mess.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Let me see. For me, I'm trying to think of any more fears I have, because I know they're there, but it's like it's in the moment that they kind of form, and then like when you're out of that moment, it's gone.
Right.
Zach's got claustrophobia. He's definitely afraid of Santa Claus. I've seen it. I've seen it personally. Every time Christmas rolls around, he starts sweating. He's like, "Damn, Santa's coming." It's facts.
Oh my God.
There's no
Okay.
cap in here, y'all.
Okay, I do have one irrational fear, and I think I don't know if I've talked about it with you guys before, but I have talked about it with people. I know I haven't mentioned this on the podcast. And I know you two are I know at least one of you is going to laugh at this already. And I know I'm never going to not hear about this ever again, but I'm just going to put this fear out there right now. My biggest irrational fear. So, my biggest irrational fear that I still have not conquered to this day is like the porcelain dolls that are just like people collect in their houses.
Say
Oh.
less.
Oh.
Say less.
Oh. Huh. Oh man. Are you talking about the ones that like they give out at like confirmation or like marriages or some shit like that?
Yeah, like the ones you see that are like super dressed up and like extremely fragile. If you even look at it wrong, it breaks.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, if you hold them and you tilt them back and forth, their eyes open and close. Like,
Yes.
Really? Oh.
yeah, I had one like that.
Yeah.
My
Anything
grandma
resembling anything resembling those dolls, I just have a massive fear of.
Me too. I can't be in the same room as one of those.
No,
Like, my
mine-
grandma sent me one.
Yeah.
My grandma sent me one, and it had blue eyes, and it was a blonde, like, it had blonde hair, and it was wearing like a little bonnet because like apparently girls really love porcelain dolls or whatever. But like I remember looking at it, and it was in my like in the corner of my room all the time, and I had it on my dresser. And if I got into bed, like my little tiny ass twin bed, and then I looked over to like the left, I could see it. Like it was staring at me. And I remember I would turn it around at night. And I remember one time I woke up and it was turned like facing me again. And I was like freaking out. And I brought it downstairs to my mom, and I was like, "Mom, I don't want this in my room anymore. Like, this is literally freaking me out. Like, it moved." And she goes, "Oh, like I walked into your room to check up on you. I saw that it was facing the wrong way. I turned it." And I was like, "Don't do that." Like, I was like, I was literally like, "Take this away."
No.
And ever since
Yeah.
I told her, like, I gave it back to her. And ever since I gave it back to her, I haven't seen it since. Like, I don't know what she did with it, but all I know is that whenever I see those in people's houses, I just leave. You know?
no, okay.
Your mom was like she was liking content on her prank channel or something like that.
She needed to spice up her life just a little bit right there. I was like, let me just move this 90 degrees.
She was vlogging the entire time, like, let's prank my daughter for Facebook Live, you know?
Oh my god. Like, no. But the thing is, okay, so 2 stories, and then I'll explain. I know exactly where this fear has come from. So the thing is, one time I went over to a buddy's house, and like I was just going over. We were gonna hang out, chill, and do stuff. And I walk into his house, and immediately, like as soon as you walk into his house, you see his living room, and the walls are just lined with nothing but porcelain dolls.
Oh my god.
It's just an entire room. There's like maybe 2 seats, one which is filled with dolls, the other is just like his dad was sitting there, and it's just the entire room is nothing but porcelain dolls. And he was just like, "Oh yeah, that's my mom's collection." And I'm like, "How are you not bothered by this?"
Oh my god. No, thank you. Jesus
No,
Christ.
nope.
The urge to run out of there was so strong. It
my God,
was
dude.
very strong to just be like, nope, time to go home.
Are you still friends with this person?
Oh, yeah, I am. Yeah, I am.
Oh god.
There's a reason I refuse to go over to their house anymore, but yeah, I am.
I think I would have a panic attack walking into a house like that, especially like after knowing that Annabelle exists.
Oh my
See,
god.
okay. Oh, and here's the other thing. So, my mom doesn't have a porcelain doll, like porcelain made, but she has like
one, like I said, it's porcelain dolls or any of those dolls that are like very close to that. And she
like
has one
ceramic
that
ones?
she
Yeah, ceramic. Yeah, we have a bunch of ceramic ones too. Yeah.
like. There are even some plastic ones that look a lot like those.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, anything in that style. And my mom has one. There is one in our house. And the thing was, she kept it down in the basement for the longest time. And it does exactly what Astrid said. Like, when you tilt its head, its eyes go one way. And she was just like, she told me, oh, you used to play with it back when you were like a really, like, barely even 1 year old. And I'm like, why are you leaving me with this thing?
She
Play
said,
with me,
"Oh yeah,
Zach.
you were playing in the basement with that John. It's fine."
Zach, why won't you play with me anymore?
No, stop. Stop. No. No, I refuse.
Zach, I can't go to your house anymore knowing that thing might be still in the basement, bro.
Okay, Zach, I'm not
No.
trying to
Okay,
feed
that's
into
not the
your fear.
worst part. That's not the worst part. She's moved it now.
Oh.
So we had company over one day, and they brought like, so we had company over and they brought their kids with them, and it was like a little girl, and so she was like getting fidgety. So my mom went down into the basement, got the doll, handed it to her, and then she was just like playing with the doll and has now left it in our living room. It's just sitting there.
Oh no.
How long has it been in your living room? Like, have I
It's been
walked
about
past it?
2 to 3 weeks now.
Oh,
Okay.
thank God. Oh.
Yeah. Oh word. Yeah.
I'm just like, I can't be in my living room now in the evenings. Like, I can't.
You
just like,
gotta
nope.
just say, "Hey, how you doing?" and then leave.
Yeah.
Like, and see, the thing is, it's like, my mom also has another doll that's like a very, you guys I think have seen it because you've been over to my house before, and it's like the very big red dressed up one.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And I can't
yeah.
look at that thing in the eyes. I can't.
You know,
my
I
God.
also can't look at that thing in the eyes.
I'm just like, nope, don't look at it. Don't look at it in the eyes. Don't look at it in the eyes, because I'm scared that its eyes are gonna move or something as soon as I look back or look away.
Yo, I think it was Toy Story that instilled that fear in all of us because a lot of people
Really?
found
No.
Toy
It wasn't
Story.
Toy Story for me. I love Toy Story. That's my favorite movie.
Bruh, a lot of
my
people
favorite
found
Pixar
that
movie.
endearing.
No.
But
You want to know what messed me up? Why I have this fear? 2 movies. I don't remember the name to one of them, but 2 movies I know specifically that messed me up on this. One is the doll killer himself, Chucky, because I watched that as a
boy.
kid for some reason.
Oh my God.
Same.
I was
dude.
like 5 or
Like,
6 when I watched that movie. And then
oh
there
my
was
God,
this other...
same.
I can't
What
watch
do you mean?
Chucky to this day. I can't watch any of the Chucky movies. I've forced myself to watch like the first 4 and then never again. Nope, I don't need that in
God.
my life.
Jesus.
And then there is another one which was about I don't know the name of the movie, and it's like a B movie, but it was about this babysitter who was taking care of this little girl, and throughout the entire movie, it's like her Barbie dolls are trying to kill her or get rid of her.
Oh my
And
God.
then at the very end of the movie, she just gets turned into one of the Barbie dolls, and the parents come home, and the little girl was trying to help her the entire time. But then the parents get home, and like the little girl just tells them, "Oh yeah, she had to go home early," and then she just puts them in the entire collection with all of her Barbie dolls. And I'm like,
Dude, that was that was an
What?
episode of the Twilight Zone.
"Oh my god."
That's what it was.
Okay, I didn't know as a kid. Okay, well that
I
solves
know
that
exactly the
mystery.
name. I think it's called The Collection. That's the name of the episode.
Yo.
Well, that solves that mystery, and I'm never watching that episode ever again. Fuck that.
As soon as you started describing it, I was like, where have I heard this before? It's oh my God. Nope.
No,
And
and that messed me up as a kid. No, I refuse. No dolls. I can deal with plushies. I can deal with like action figures, all that stuff. No, not those porcelain dolls. And I know people who collect them and have them too.
God damn.
Same.
No.
I also know
Actually,
people who
it's
collect
funny that
them.
you mentioned that. We have so like we have a china cabinet and we have like a bunch of those like ceramic and like porcelain dolls for whatever reason. It
Oh
just
my God,
doesn't make any
no.
sense to me.
No.
Yeah,
I've
it's-
been
I mean,
over
it's-
to your
it's not-
house. No.
It's not in like the living room. It's like in like the dining area. So it's
Yeah.
like so it's like kind of like out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. But like yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine.
no.
But they're like very
that's how
small
I
ones.
usually
That's how I usually keep it. It's like if I don't see the doll my mom has, I'm okay. I don't even think about it. But the moment I see it or the moment I remember its presence, I'm just like, nope, can't be here. Can't be here.
No.
And I'm okay. I am okay if there is like some light source in the room, like the lights are on or it's sunny outside. But the moment that light source is gone, no.
God damn it.
No.
Oh my god.
You want to know something? You know, like backtracking to like the Chucky thing and watching it very young. I remember like my parents used to work a lot when I was a kid, so they would leave me at babysitters. And I remember one time they left me with like a close friend's like their teenage daughter, right? And it was like close to like Halloween time, and she was watching it. And I remember like literally sitting in a children's car seat in her living room, watching it with her.
Oh my
And
god.
then
Why?
I literally, it was so traumatizing. I was like, what is happening? And then I remember the next time I went, like I didn't tell my mom anything. Like, of course I was sick, so I was just like, okay, cool, this is happening. But the next time I went over, she was watching the Nightmare on Elm Street, and there was a scene, like a bathtub scene, and like his like clawed hand pops up from the drain. And I remember that same night, my mom wanted to draw a bubble bath for me, and I remember I wouldn't go into the bathroom at all. I was like, I remember crying, and my mom was like, "What's wrong?" And I couldn't tell her. Like to this day, I'm a whole 22 years old. 22 minus 6, what is that? I don't know basic math. Hold up.
22 minus 6. 16.
16. Yeah, it's been 16 years since I've seen that movie. I've never watched it again. But even to this day, I still get apprehensive when I'm like pulling out the drain whenever I take like a bath, because I'm like, Freddy Krueger's hand's gonna pop out.
No, I know exactly, like I get exactly what you're talking about, but that's me with like, that's what Chucky did to me. I'm just like, no. And when I heard they were doing a reboot of Chucky, I was like, why? Who asked for this? Who?
Oh my god. Oh, you know what that just reminded me of? Okay, so you talked about like how like, you know, the clocking out of the drainage pipe. Okay, so did you guys ever watch the movie Hoot or read the movie about saving the conservatory in like Florida, whatever?
Yes.
Okay, so there's this scene. I watched the movie, so I watched. Okay, so like in the movie, like right towards the end, like some guy goes into like a laboratory, like one of those like mobile stalls for like restrooms, and then like a crocodile literally fucking jumps out of the toilet. That is actually one of my paranoia whenever I use one of those, because like, oh my god, every time like I go into like a mobile stall, like I just think to myself, a crocodile better not jump out of this shit right now, or I'm about to, these like nah.
And that's why I don't go to bathrooms in Florida, and that's where we end the episode. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh, no, like. I don't know. I remember hearing about stories on the news where you hear like snakes in toilets and stuff. And I remember that being like, that was just something I remember was like, nope. No, I would just like, I remember I would be very cautious around a toilet after that. But I don't know. I've never seen that movie. So I don't know. Like horror movies are different for me now than they were for me as a kid, because I could watch horror movies and hear like these messed up stories as a kid most of the time, again, literally until Chucky, and I was fine. Nowadays I am just my fear has become so much worse.
No, I ever since I was a kid I was bitch made. Like I could not watch horror movies. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm bitch made. I'm not gonna watch a horror movie. Like, bro.
Personally, as a kid, I was a very like scared kid. Like I was always like afraid, and my mom would say I was afraid of my own shadow, but I think it wasn't until I watched Coraline for the first time that I became like absolutely enamored with it. And I think from that point, like it's been so much easier to watch like horror films and like gory stuff. Like I think it was in the year 2017 where I had watched over 75% of all the horror movies on Netflix, because I was like, I didn't have anything else to do. So it was like, it's one of my favorite genres. Like, like I really enjoy, and this was over the span of like the entire year and a couple months. Like, it's one of my favorite like genres of movies. Like I definitely enjoy things that are spooky and creepy, but when it comes to like, because I think it's like fake, you know, but when it comes to like
Yeah.
real things, like Final
No, yeah.
Destination, when the people died in the tanning beds, or like when they died stuck in between 4 trucks, now every single time I drive, I'm like, is
Oh,
this
yeah.
truck gonna like squish me in between another truck,
Oh
you
my
know?
god, yeah, the truck
no,
thing.
no. I think
I feel that so much.
I think the one that scared me the most, the one that like really scared me the most was one from the commercials, and that was the guy getting acupressure or acupuncture and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And like he just
Yes.
falls off the table. That one really, like, I don't know why. It just really was just like, okay, sure, let's just kill someone this way.
Mm-hmm.
That was just I don't know. Like I am very different now than as a kid. Like I can handle very fake stuff, but gore is something that I just cannot handle anymore. Like I can handle
Yeah.
the suspense, I can handle the jump scares, even though I hate them sometimes. Gore is just where I draw the line. That is where like the more detailed it becomes, the more I hate it. Like that's how it is for me. However, I can do it with like video games, but movies I can't.
Right.
Zach draws the line. I'm over here dancing, doing the Cupid shuffle on the line and jumping over it.
Oh my god.
No, I believe that from like I 100% believe that from Astrid. Like that's why I think that's why zombie movies never bothered me that much, because they never
yeah.
really showed like the person really dying in a zombie movie. They just kind of get swarmed or like bit, and that's it.
Bro, Call of Duty really like swamped my brain with the whole zombie shit. Like I was reading up
Yeah.
on the lore of like
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
zombies and shit like that. Like I love that so much.
Oh yeah, that wasn't too bad, but no, like just other times, and it's like I can play Mortal Kombat, I can play the Resident Evil games, no problem there. The moment we start looking at a movie, I'm just like I'm out. I'm out of this. I can't. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Zach said, "Let me clock out real quick."
Yeah. And I know in the back of my mind, like I could watch the movie, and it's like depending on the time of day, I will react differently. Like if I see it in the middle of the day, I can usually get over it by the time it's night. But if I'm watching it at night, I know I'm having nightmares. There is no cure to that.
Oh, yeah.
This is just nightmare central.
Absolutely, yeah. Like there are certain
agree.
like shows that like I leave for like the daytime because I'm like, no, I'm gonna get scared at night or some shit like that. Like, and I'm not gonna be able to sleep.
Yeah. Like I just know there are games like for me when I go through my playthrough of Resident Evil 2, I'm gonna do that for like midday, afternoon, early evening play, not middle of the night play, because then I'm just gonna be
Fuck no.
freaking paranoid as hell.
God, no.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's this game, and it's on. I played it on the PC. I don't know what it is. You're a reporter and you've got a camera, but like you can only use the camera to see what's going on in the dark and stuff like that. And it's like I think it's a church.
Okay.
Is it Outlast? Outlast.
Oh,
Might be
Outlast.
Outlast.
Oh shit.
Yeah. You know what?
I-
No, go ahead, and then I'll say my thing.
I actually started playing that, right? And I was playing that with my boyfriend, and I was just, trying really hard, and we decided to start playing it at like 10 p.m. And we
Right.
turned down all the lights and we hooked it up to the TV. And I remember I was like, getting in, walking, and then I heard some rustling, and then I was like, pause. I was like, here, why don't you play this instead? Like I hadn't even gotten to like the meat of the game, and I heard some leaves rustling, and I was like, oh, time to clock out. Like I'm done.
Yeah. No, I get that. I really get that. And then I was going to tell you this because you know what? This seems like it's a game that's right up your alley, and I'm surprised you haven't bought this game yet. Have y'all been seeing Phasmophobia?
Yeah, I've heard
Oh,
about
what
it.
is that?
That
Yeah.
is, so you are essentially, you can play up to 4 players, I think, as a paranormal investigation team, and you are going around a house, like it's different locations and stuff, trying to complete different objectives, trying to figure out what is haunting a certain house and area. Like there are ghosts, wraiths, demons, and there's different things you can do and stuff, and you just have to like investigate. But at the same time, what really adds to it is like the lights can be turned off in the entire house. And also you can do an in-game communication through radio and its proximity. So it's like one person could be in the basement and one person can be in the attic, and it's like the radio sounds very weak or they sound really strong when they're close to each other.
Mhm.
But like, and the thing is, you don't know where this ghost or anything is popping up from or how it's haunting. So it's like you and your friends are trying to figure out this haunting in real time. And the weirdest part is it has voice recognition. So you can actually talk to the ghost or whatever in the game.
Yo,
God damn.
it's $12.99 on Steam.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it as soon as I
Oh,
mentioned.
just kidding. Just kidding. I lied. Fake plug. I was capping.
Oh.
It's $12.59.
Okay.
40 cents cheaper. Yeah, I've just been
Yeah,
seeing
it's on
it
a
all over
special
Twitch
promotion.
right now.
Low key, I might buy this.
Do it. Just do it.
True?
Like if
It's,
you want to go for it, do it.
4-player online co-op psychological horror. God, what that is certainly a lot of words. Wow.
And I was just like,
Ooh.
but that's right up your alley of like that is why you are, like you said, the Halloqueen.
Yeah. Honestly, I enjoy horror games, like, but I also enjoy like the ones that are like you don't think they're actually horror games. Like Doki Doki Literature Club. Like while it took me an entire I started playing it and I
Yeah.
ignored all the warnings because machismo and everything and all that good stuff. And then as soon as I got to the first like impactful thing, I literally like closed my computer and didn't touch it for like another week and a half. And when I came back to it,
I
you remember?
that.
I remember
You
going
came
back to it.
You came up to me like we were going to dinner, and then you just like immediately ran up to me as soon as we met up, and you were just like, "Don't play this game. Don't play this game." And I'm like, "Okay."
And then I think the ironic part of that is that I played it through completely, and then I loved it so much that I made Drew play it. And then I
Yeah, my
watched
friend
him
Drew,
play it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Bruh.
And then we had like a group playthrough, which was rather interesting. But I think
That's-
it takes away like the scariness of it when you have like 3 male friends voicing female characters.
Yeah, that probably will. I don't know, but that was a special game that got a lot of people.
Yeah, I think it's definitely one of my favorites, and apparently there's another one coming out that's kind of the same way. It's called
Oh
Cooking
yeah.
Companions.
What is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
the
I'm-
same creator is making like a spiritual successor or something like that.
Yeah, and there's it's gonna be like you're gonna learn how to cook and stuff, but apparently there's like 3 warnings before you can actually play the game, and it's like if you have
Really?
depression or anxiety, like you should be weary about playing this game, and then they like ask you to confirm that like you're in the right headspace to play this game. And like if
Wow.
you look at the title card for the game, and I don't think it's been released yet, but they're teasing it. It's like super like think Cooking Mama, like that's literally like there's bright yellows and the font's super like cutesy
Wow.
and pretty,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
as soon as you like click start game, it gives you like 3 warnings back to back. So
Jesus.
definitely
Jeez.
something to look out for.
Wow.
Oh man.
Wow. That is wild. Like that to me is just there are levels of this stuff, and like when I look at people who create this stuff and I'm like, who hurts you? What happened in your life that you could write these movies to scare people so well?
They said F the therapy, we making money off of this trauma.
No kidding. I don't know, like that. And movies just add so much to like the horror and like fears of people. Well, all right, do you guys have any more fears or anything you want to talk about for our very special Halloween episode?
I think I've exposed enough of myself today.
The same here, yeah, especially because I put like my end all fear essentially out there.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything you got, Javi?
Kind of random, but like I'm afraid. So like sometimes I'll be like walking across a road and like there's like
Yeah.
nothing for like miles.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that like a car will just like come barreling down at like literally light speed and like hit me for some reason. Like I don't know why. Like that's just like a fear I have. Like something. It's not even like a fear. It's like just something like pops into my head from time to time.
Yeah,
Like, what
there's
if?
a scene
like-
there's a scene from a show then that I'm just gonna tell you to never watch. But
Okay.
there's something of the same energy as that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, like literally just like, what if a time traveler just like literally like pops out of nowhere and like runs me over? Like,
I love that.
the
What
fuck?
if a
just
time travel? The
happens to
DeLorean is
teleport
just gonna
your
run
kidney.
Javi over.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's like an unintrusive thought I have a lot. Like if when I'm crossing the street as a pedestrian, and then I'm like, what if somebody who's like not paying attention, texting or driving, just hits me right here, like, and then I'm like sprawled all up on the
yeah.
floor, like that's not gonna happen. Like, why are you making me think of these things, brain? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I feel like we've all grown a little bit closer today now because of this.
for sure. Now I feel like once this channel like super blows up and people are gonna recognize you guys and everything, it's gonna be where they'll be like, oh my god, remember that one time you guys were like talking about your fears, like, are you still afraid of porcelain dolls? And I feel like as a joke people would bring porcelain dolls,
Oh my God,
and
no.
be like,
Oh my
I have a
God.
gift for you. And then they'd be like, and by extension, I worry that people would be like, oh my god, you're that girl from their podcast. Oh my god, are you still scared of porcelain dolls? And then now that is a fear we've unlocked
Oh my
today
God.
on this
We've like
episode.
we've set that bar now of fear.
It's like if me and Zach went to VidCon and then like I'm just like going to like fucking Five Guards or some shit and like someone runs me over and like, oh, this is a callback to that one episode.
Oh my God.
Like, what the fuck?
No, I feel like it'd be even worse if like someone literally just popped up to us and was like, "Hey, we got you guys bungee jumping tickets to go to this right now."
Oh,
I'm like, no.
Fuck no. We're not a vlogging channel. We're a podcast.
Yeah.
We're not a vlogging channel.
It's just a podcast of you guys yelling as you're bungee jumping.
Exactly.
Raw,
If we do
unfiltered
this, I'm gonna put the
footage.
stipulation that Astrid has to come with us.
Yeah.
What, bungee jumping?
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield, you know what to do.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my
All right. I
God.
think that's a good place to wrap up. Yeah, I definitely feel closer to you guys learning these fears and everything. that's, like-
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much, Astrid, for being on this Halloween episode. And we hope to
Absolutely,
have you
yeah. No
on again in the
problem.
future.
Thank you. I guess as my final closing, I guess because I always love that thing where people people who do podcasts are like, oh, and here's a question for everyone who's listening. So I'm gonna do that this time.
Sure.
I guess a question for everybody who's listening is, what are your irrational fears? Like, tell us these things so that I don't feel so bad when I'm just like, man, I really just told the internet that I'm like terrified of like a demon touching my feet, like while I'm sleeping. Like,
Yeah, no.
So
Please
I
send it to us. Like, post it in the comments below, or tag me on Twitter at Zak the SF or Javi at Mango Consumer.
or me at BunBunByun. That is BunBunByun.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. And again, thank you both so much for being here. And I hope you all have a very wonderful and safe. No one wants COVID. That's the true fear of the year.
I already unlocked that achievement, but yeah.
yeah. For the achievement. But yeah, stay safe, everyone, and have a wonderful Halloween. And again, thank you guys for being here. So, we'll be back. Who knows? It's unscheduled. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.